If you don't know who this person is, he's one of the most hated white-collar criminals in the world right now.
From crypto king to criminal suspect.
He basically had the whole world at his feet.
For a billionaire, he drives a Toyota Corolla, sometimes sleeps under his desk on a beanbag chair as well.
He committed fraud on a scale that is comparable to Enron in the 2000s.
Jake Thacker. Jake says he had about $70,000 worth of investments in his FTX account.
Yeah, definitely in panic mode.
This is a simple case in my mind of where did the money go?
He stole millions from investors and defrauded the crypto community so much that regulators are making it harder for the crypto industry to thrive. This is the story of FTX.
FTX is the safest and easiest way to buy and sell crypto. It's the best way to get in the game.
Straight in crypto.
Hello everyone, my name is Antonio. I'm a finance manager at Google, and in this channel we talk about the latest trends in business and technology. FTX was a massively popular crypto exchange up until late last year. It shot up in value to $32 billion valuation, but then got caught up in a bunch of drama. This story has three big chapters: how FTX got so huge, why it started stumbling, and why all of this actually matters to the rest of us. So first, let's talk about the rise of FTX. The company burst onto the scene in 2019 and instantly stood out. FTX was the crypto exchange that everybody was talking about.
FTX.
$400 billion worth of volume per month, which is 25 times what you did a year ago. How did you get the uptake at scale so fast?
Leading the charge was its founder, Sam Bankman-Fried, or SBF. This guy was an MIT grad who was wicked smart and had this knack of understanding the crypto market like nobody else. He was on the cover of Forbes, Fortune, many other magazines, which portrayed him as the next cultural icon of our decade, just like Bill Gates and Steve Jobs were in the 1980s and 1990s. Celebrities started endorsing FTX.
It's FTX. It's a safe and easy way to get into crypto.
I don't think so. And I'm never wrong about this stuff. Never.
And big investment firms were throwing money at it like there's no tomorrow. In short, it was the place to be if you were in crypto. But then stuff got real. Around November 2022, people started noticing some weird things happening. Their accounting didn't add up. Some users claimed that they couldn't access their money, and then whistleblowers came out saying that the company wasn't the success everyone thought it was. So what happened? What actually went wrong? I'm gonna break it down for you. The first thing is that they misused customer funds. The first alarm bell that sounded was that FTX was using software to hide what they were doing with customer money. It turns out that FTX was using customer funds to support the operations of another business SBF founded, Alameda Research, which was a cryptocurrency trading firm. And that's just a big no-no, especially in finance. The second thing is that they had unreliable financial statements. These documents, think about it, are what investors and regulators use to determine whether you're a legitimate business or not. After a lot of probing from the government, the company changed CEO, and the new executive, John Gray, stated, and I quote, "The firm had a complete failure of controls and absence of trustworthy financial information, from compromised systems integrity and faulty regulatory oversight abroad to the concentration of control in the hands of a very small group of inexperienced, unsophisticated, and potentially compromised individuals. This situation is unprecedented." So imagine that. If you cannot trust the numbers, who can you trust? Now, does this remind you at all about Enron?
Thank you so much. At 6:33, it's been 20 years since the fall of Enron, one of the biggest scandals in the history of corporate America.
In case you missed that class in business school, Enron was a US energy company that infamously filed for bankruptcy in 2001. They used accounting loopholes and special purpose entities to manipulate earnings. The public and investors, Enron looked like a rock-solid company, but underneath it was a ticking time bomb because the numbers were all smoke and mirrors. Just as Enron's collapse led to tighter regulations and greater scrutiny of corporate governance, the collapse of FTX was a pretty strong signal to regulators that crypto companies have to be more scrutinized and held more accountable. And then the third thing is that they had insufficient funds. Here's where it gets really scary. People who store their money on FTX have their savings on the line. But FTX could only secure a fraction of what was supposed to be in the company's crypto wallet. Now imagine putting your money in a bank thinking that it's safe, when in reality it is not. So once the public found out about this, and most of it via Twitter by the way, they tried to pull the money out of FTX as fast as they could. The company was hit with withdrawal requests of around $6 billion over just 3 days, leading to what we call a liquidity crunch. In other words, they just didn't have the money or the cash to give everyone their money back. A virtual run on the bank. Okay, so what is happening now? This has become a wake-up call for everyone involved in crypto. Governments are becoming more distrustful, and they'll be keeping a closer eye on this stuff. It's making people ask bigger questions about how safe and reliable these kinds of digital financial systems are in the long run. There are now big debates happening about whether new rules need to be made to keep these companies in check. Whatever gets decided, trust me, could change the game of crypto and digital money for a really, really long time. Now, why should you care? FTX's story isn't just a juicy drama. It's a lesson in what happens when a company grows super fast without enough checks and balances. It also begs the question, how do we make sure tech innovation doesn't cross into this sketchy territory? As for SBF, the guy is getting hammered by the press, witnesses who've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars, the judges, and probably his mom. Maybe not his mom. The trial will be expected to last 6 weeks, so what do you think? Will SBF end up in prison, or will he dodge the bullet? Let me know in the comments, and if you like this video, smash that like button, consider subscribing, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao.